The literature on social media use in risk and crisis communication is growing fast, and it's time to take stock before looking forward. A review of 200 empirical studies in the area shows how the literature is indeed increasing and focusing on particular social media platforms, users, and phases from risk to crisis relief. However, although spanning 40 countries, a large portion of the world, between 2009 and 2015, an increasing number of studies dealing with risk, crisis, and social media were published. Most of the studies focused on crisis communication, more specifically the use of Twitter, with Facebook placing second. About 1/10 of these studies used experimental scenarios and tested causal relationships in social media crisis communication. By and large, the studies focused on citizens or undefined social media users. For the most part, the literature concerned real-life crisis communication in a North American setting. While these traits and presented numbers are interesting in themselves, they also indicate some areas that need more attention. First, there is a need for more research on other types of social media than Twitter, Facebook, blogs, and YouTube. A worthwhile direction for future research would be to examine wikis and visuals such as editable maps in crisis relief efforts. Still, we are aware that researchers also Second, the studies about risk, crisis, and social media focuses mainly on the United States, followed by Western Europe and East Asia. Our knowledge of how social media is used and understood in connection with risks and crises in other cultures is limited. It is important to extend the research focus to include non-Western contexts and countries in the South. Otherwise, this stream of research becomes too Thirdly, a rather small part of the literature focuses on risk communication and social media. As a less studied area, risk communication and social media make up a fruitful avenue for future research. Here would be an excellent opportunity for practitioners and researchers alike to put insight from issues management into use. Fourth, an important finding of the article is that there is so little attention being given to a notion like the digital divide and to other issues relating to the uneven use and reach of risk and crisis communication through social media. The studies seem to take for granted that the stakeholders and risk bearers are online and engaged. Risk and crisis planners must, however, also address resource-poor stakeholders and communities. This then gives us an opportunity to call for using social media in tandem with traditional media and not to regard social media